Hello friends, fellow beer geeks. I am Wes, the craft beer geek, and today I have a beer for you from Canada. This is another one of the beers from Unibroue. It's out of Chambly, Canada, out of Quebec. This is a Belgian ale, as the Unibroue beer company does traditionally. This is a limited release that they did called Lune de Miel, which roughly translates into honeymoon. It's a traditional, somewhere in the past it was traditional for the father of the bride to give the groom a beer that was made with honey. One of those ancient wedding traditions, and they decided to brew this beer, and I did in fact get married this year, so that was kind of a cool thing. But the brewery sent me this beer to try out, get a review of it done. And so I'm excited to give this one a try. This is a new one for me from Unibroue. I do love their beers, and I'm excited to give this one a try. So let's get it cracked open into a glass and see what it's all about. Just from the description on the beer, it seems like it's a sort of a Belgian pale ale brewed with honey. Comes in at about 22 IBUs, 8% alcohol by volume. I do have a 12-ounce bottle. I believe it's a 12-ounce bottle of it here. I've also seen this in bomber-sized bottles, or the bigger Unibroue bottles with the cork. I'm sure you're familiar with seeing those around, but I got a 12-ounce bottle here to try. They did brew this, I think it was sometime maybe last year, not sure exactly, but the best by date on this is 5/29/2020. So they're expecting this one to last a while, to be good for a while, and it probably is better with a little bit of age on it, a few years. Not a long time, but a few years is usually a good thing for this type of beer. So let's get it cracked open into the glass and see what it's all about. Quite a good bit of smoke there. See how this pours out. Yeah. Okay, so the Lune de Miel from Unibroue poured out a very, very pretty orangish yellow color. Very nice, almost three-finger head on the top, nice and white and pure white and rocky. Let's see what the aroma is like on this one. Yeah, I'm getting definitely a very floral nose. I'm getting some floral honey kind of notes as well. I'm getting that sort of sweet, earthy kind of honey note. Very, very nice. I'm also maybe getting some peach kind of aromas in the nose as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and give this some taste, see what it's all about. Cheers if you're drinking along. Right off the bat, the body on this is nice and light. It's much lighter than I expected. I thought this was going to be a heavier beer, but it's very light. Again, it's very fruit forward. I'm getting some nice sweet sort of floral kind of flowery kind of notes with this beer. Again, the honey, I'm getting the honey, sort of those earthy honey, wildflower honey kind of notes. A little bit of a dry hay kind of note, kind of a dusty barn kind of note. I have had this out of the fridge for a little while, so it's warmed up pretty nicely. It's somewhere in the 50-degree range, I would guess at this point, somewhere in the low 50s maybe. Yeah, as part of that sort of dusty, barny kind of note, maybe getting like sort of a wood pulp kind of a barn type of piece of wood that has some age on it, that has some wear on it. Some animals have rubbed on it, scratched their necks on it or something. Little bit of a sweet, fruity kind of note, but again, the floral kind of sweet honey kind of note is what I'm getting the most of. Okay, so just to kind of finalize my thoughts on this beer, let you know what I think of it. Yeah, an interesting beer, something different from Unibroue, something that I haven't had from them before. Definitely very light, very refreshing, really nice and mellow and smooth. Yeah, that's something I didn't touch on. It drinks like a 5% beer. There's nothing here that lets you know that this is a stronger beer. You could easily drink a lot of this and get in trouble. Again, very, very sort of floral, wildflower. I'm getting the sweetness from the honey, the very mellowness, a dusty kind of hay, an old piece of wood. Some really, really nice, interesting flavors going on here. It tells quite a story. It's not just sort of a one note kind of thing. As I said, it sort of weaves you through and you get a lot of different flavors if you're paying attention. It's an interesting beer and I really enjoyed it. So with that being said, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. Definitely a good beer, a strong contender for a choice when you're out shopping. I think you should pick up a bottle of this if you happen to see it around. It's a good one to try. I definitely recommend it. So thank you for watching this episode of the Craft Beer Geek. Hope you enjoyed this Craft Beer Geek beer review. If you want to see more of my beer reviews, you can find them all over at craftbeergeek.com. And if you want to support the channel, support what I'm doing here with these beer reviews and support the website, you can do that by using my Amazon.com shopping links in the show notes below on YouTube or on the right-hand side of the page on craftbeergeek.com. Those links will take you directly over to Amazon's front page. It'll be just like a normal shopping experience for you. It doesn't cost you any extra. I'll just get a small commission from sending you over to Amazon to do your shopping. So think of us when you're doing your Amazon shop. Have a great day, great night, whenever it is you're watching this. Please drink responsibly, and remember, I don't drink bad beer. You shouldn't either. See you next time. Cheers.